Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am Mr. J, and it is a wonderful day to learn together.
Hi, Mr. J, and hello to all our listeners. I am so excited about today's topic. I think it is something everyone struggles with.
I agree, May. Today, we're talking about how to train your brain to speak in English. Many students tell me, Mr. J, I know English words, but when I speak, I have to translate everything in my head first. It is so slow.
Oh, I remember that feeling. It's like your brain is a slow computer trying to load a big file. You think in your home language, then you look for the English word, and then you finally say it. By that time, the conversation has moved on.
Exactly, May. That is why we want to move away from translation. We want to help your brain go directly to English. It sounds difficult, but with small steps, it becomes a habit.
I love habits. But before we share these amazing tips, I want to say something to our listeners. If you find this podcast helpful, please subscribe to our channel and click the like button. It helps us a lot, and you won't miss our next lesson.
Thank you, May. Now, let's start with step number 1. This is very simple. Label your world.
Label my world. Do you mean I should put stickers on everything in my house?
Well, you can use physical stickers if you want, but you can also do it in your mind. Look around you right now. What do you see? Don't think of the word in your first language. Just look at the object and say the English word in your head.
Okay, let me try. I see a desk. I see a lamp. I see a window. Hey, that's easy.
It is. If you do this every day, when you wake up, when you eat, or when you walk to the bus, you start to connect the object directly to the English word. You skip the translation step.
That makes sense. It's like teaching my brain that this object is a chair, not the word for chair in my language.
Precisely. Now, once you are good at naming single objects, we move to step number 2, simple sentences.
Is that where I start describing what I'm doing?
Yes, exactly. Instead of just saying coffee, you think, I am making coffee, or the coffee smells good.
I do that sometimes. When I'm alone, I say things like, I am opening the door, or where are my keys? It feels a bit funny to talk to myself, but it really helps.
It's not funny at all. It is actually one of the best ways to practice. Your brain doesn't feel the pressure of a real conversation, so it can relax and find the words more easily.
I noticed that when I talk to myself, I don't feel worried about making mistakes. But Mr. J, what if I don't know a word? What if I look at something and I don't know the English name?
That is a great question, May. When that happens, do not run to your dictionary or your phone immediately. Instead, try to describe it using words you do know.
Oh, so if I am in my kitchen and I forget the word for kettle, I should not stop?
Exactly. Instead of stopping, you can think, the thing that boils water for tea.
I see. That keeps my brain working in English. If I stop to look at a dictionary, I am switching back to my first language.
Precisely. You want to keep the English motor running. Now, step number 3 is to think in phrases, not just single words.
Phrases? Like, how are you? Or see you later?
Yes. When we speak naturally, we use chunks of language. Instead of thinking, I want to go, just think of the chunk, I want to go. It's like a puzzle piece that's already put together.
That sounds much faster. I don't have to build the whole sentence word by word. It's like buying a pre-made sandwich instead of making it from scratch.
That is a great way to put it. Now, let's try a practice dialogue. Let's pretend we are at home and we're deciding what to cook for dinner. May, try to think and speak only in English. If you forget a word, describe it.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. Pause.
Hey May, I'm getting hungry. What should we have for dinner tonight?
Let me look in the kitchen. We have some... Oh, I forget the word. The long white things?
Do you mean rice?
Yes, rice. We have rice and some small green trees.
You mean broccoli?
Yes, broccoli. So we can make rice and broccoli.
That sounds healthy. Do we have any meat?
Let me check the cold box in the kitchen.
You mean the fridge?
Yes, the fridge. No, there is no meat, but we have eggs.
Perfect. Let's make fried rice with eggs and broccoli. I'll help you cook.
Great. I will get the thing we use to cut, the sharp thing.
The knife?
Yes, the knife. I'll get the knife and start cutting the broccoli.
You did a great job, May. You didn't stop to use a translator once. You used other English words to explain what you meant.
It was a bit hard, but it felt good. My brain was really working hard to find the right words.
That is exactly how you train it. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
So we have labeled our world, we are talking to ourselves in simple sentences, and we're describing things we don't know. What's next, Mr. J?
The final step, May, is all about your environment. We call this immersion. This means you try to surround yourself with English as much as possible, even if you don't live in an English-speaking country.
Immersion. That sounds like a big word. Does it mean I have to move to London or New York?
No, not at all. You can stay right where you are. You can start by changing the language on your phone or your social media to English.
Oh, I did that last week. At first, it was a bit scary. I was afraid I would click the wrong button and delete everything. But after 2 days, I knew exactly where everything was. Settings is settings, search is search. It's very helpful.
That is perfect. Your brain sees those English words hundreds of times a day. It becomes natural. You can also watch short videos or listen to songs in English. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Just listen to the rhythm.
I like that. It makes learning feel like fun, not like homework. So let's look back at what we talked about today. We covered a lot.
We certainly did. Let's do a quick recap for our listeners.
Okay, step 1, label your world. Look at things and say their English names in your head.
Step 2, speak to yourself. Use simple sentences to describe what you are doing throughout the day.
Step 3, describe, don't translate. If you forget a word, explain it using other words, like calling a fridge a cold box.
And step 4, think in phrases. Use chunks of language so you don't have to build every sentence from zero.
And finally, immersion. Change your phone settings and listen to English sounds every day.
You've got it, May. If you do these things slowly but surely, you will stop translating and start thinking in English.
This was so helpful, Mr. J. I feel like I can start right now. In fact, I'm thinking in English right this second. Wait, I'm hungry again. I'm thinking about a round, sweet bread with a hole in the middle.
You mean a donut, May.
Yes, a donut. See, my brain is working.
Well, before May goes to find a donut, we have a question for all of you listening. What is the first thing you are going to label in your house today?
Yes, tell us in the comments. Is it your computer, your cat, or maybe your coffee? We want to know.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep practicing, keep thinking, and we will see you in the next lesson.
Bye-bye, everyone.